the Banana and Bears Rugby Pod.
Hi everybody. We are actually seeing each other. We have a proper video going out. So mine is disgraceful. I've Henry the Hoover behind me. Yours looks like, hi, by the way, Banana and Bear Rugby Podcast. And Anna's over there with her very fancy nails. Or should I say, Linda is over there with her very fancy nails. You're Linda this evening. But you look like a learned person. You've got all cool books and stuff behind you. So you look learned. I look like somebody who's broken into somebody's house and tried to steal their Hoover.
You always look like that, though.
I know I do. The amount of times it's been. Somebody told me today actually, that the this is quite a woo woo person, the spirit animal they're seeing when they look at me, and everybody says a dog. Everybody says a square faced dog. I'm like,
A
okay,
Westie.
a Westie, or my own dog, the Schnauzer, has a square face as well. Like,
Oh, the Schnauzer, yeah.
I go with that. This today I was told llama, not llama. Sorry, alpaca.
Jesus, that was a close one. I thought they were going to go with llama. Thank fuck you said alpaca, because that's way better.
Yeah, alpacas, like llamas, they're the buck-toothed ones that spit all over themselves with the big fluffy head of hair. You know, it was
Okay. It's the same. Sorry, we're recording this now and I'm scooting around the thing.
this is start to the podcast. Turns it.
Oh, yeah, the podcast.
What spirit animal would you be? A red panda. They're cool. They've got good hands.
Yeah. I don't know many red pandas now.
What about an otter? Otters are class. They move
Yeah,
quickly too, and they're strong.
it's hard to know spirit animal because it's hard not to go just for your favorite animal anyway.
Yeah, but that's why I took the alpaca. I was like, you know what? I wouldn't have initially, but you know what? There's a lot to be said for a long-necked sheep. You know.
Oh, yeah. I can see it there now a bit, yeah.
Speaking of which, we're off to hopefully buy goats at the weekend, but more on that as we get it. Yeah, I can tell you no more, but
Set us up for something we might be disappointed in.
no, but you know what? I'm half tempted then if we're going to name them, maybe if I'd be allowed to name them, I probably won't. They'll probably get names like T-Rex and Godzilla, but I'd like to name them after the Irish rugby team, Irish rugby players. We should put it to a vote if we do get goats this weekend. What to name the
If you get
goats?
goats this weekend, whoever scores the first try on Sunday should be one of the goats.
Yeah, but then it's a goat.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? At the end, should
How?
we wait till the end of the tournament and pick our goat?
Oh, a goat. Well, then it
Goat.
has to be. Yeah, actually, this would be a great name for a goat. Portia Woodman Wycliffe. What a name! What a name! Sorry now.
That is.
One of them's got to be called, and then for short, because I heard one of the journalists calling Portia Woodman Wycliffe this on a radio thing. He was like P Dub Dub,
That's actually a badass name. P Dub Dub.
P Dub Dub,
Wow.
Portia
Yeah,
Woodman Wycliffe for the
that's
goat. Now we shouldn't be saying this before Ireland play New Zealand this weekend, but I
yes.
actually just to talk about P Dub Dub there as we've brought her up, right? I don't know if you see this, but she holds the record for the most women's test tries of any player, right? But in New Zealand, she last week equaled Doug Howlett's record and this week surpassed it. So like that's like phenomenal. Like that is so fascinating. Like that's crazy.
What's she on?
And
Is she on 50 so, or what's she on?
50 tries.
Yeah,
50
because
tries.
Doug was 49. Yeah.
That's right. So she scored 49, her 49th last week in the first week in round one and scored her 50th in round two. So, but like that's the thing. So you're there, like, so you know about Doug Howlett. I know about Doug Howlett. Like those of us who are like, extremely invested in both sides of the game, like men's and women's, like this is fascinating intel. Of course, like the fucking toenails in the comments, like, but it's not real rugby. But men's records should never be compared to women's records. Like, no, but that's not true because I want this intel. Tom wants this intel, and anyone who's like a true rugby fan, like, wants to know this. Like, if you cannot handle this, like fuck off and go somewhere else. But like,
Jeez, we're straight out the gates. This is class. I tell you, somebody who doesn't want it, but for the right reasons, probably loves it, but at the same time is pure fair sickened, is Doug fucking Howlett. He's probably raging, but at the same time,
yeah,
class. Do you know that kind of way?
I
Like,
I'd say he's happy enough to hold the men's record, but Will Jordan will pass him out.
he will, yeah. I like literally, he could pass him out. He could pass out
But
a Ford Fiesta.
pass him out on the motorway, like middle finger out the window. But but this is hilarious because all of the people saying it's completely different, and she got 7 tries versus USA and blah blah blah. Okay, so do you know who holds the highest? Like Doug Howlett is good bit down the list in terms of all time test try record scorers like worldwide. Do you know who holds the highest at
uh,
69?
Brian Habana.
Oh, he's number 2.
Oh,
Number 1, you
uh,
won't get it because you won't know him. He's not well enough in Tier 1 rugby. Daisuke Ohata,
Japanese lad.
Japanese lad. So he is the men's and across rugby, the top test try scorer, right? So
How many's he got?
69. What a number to finish
Yeah.
with.
The fucking children here go, yeah, go at 69.
Shout out to Lucas, who's my friend I sat next to in the opening game in Sunderland, which finished 69 to England, and he was like, "Yes, I love when the game finishes 69." So who did Daisuke Ohata score those tries against? A lot of Tier 2 nations, they've been in like Rugby Asia because they're not invited into the Rugby Championship. So,
India. They probably
you've got to you've got to deal with that. So sorry if we're gonna like exclude Porsche P Dub Dub. We exclude Daisuke Ohata if that's what you're going on, which is ridiculous because he deserves to be top of the list because that's fascinating.
I'm not an anorak for too many things, but I like cool facts like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to know what Porsche eats for breakfast. Don't give a flying shite. But I love facts like that where you go, because those are nailed to the mast debates.
Yeah.
Not even debates, those are nailed to the mast stuff around over a pint kind of. Do you know who has? That's actually a great table quiz question. Great table quiz question. Because a load of people would pick Porsche and Doug because they're of New Zealand, but they'd never say his name again.
Daisuke Ohata.
Daisuke Ohata. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that was very good. Yeah.
Is that very Japanese?
Did you see me giving Japanese lessons on the BBC at halftime?
I went down to...
You missed the first week. It was in the first week. Yeah.
But even still, it's recorded at my parents' place, right? I went down during my child's birthday party. I went down I went down the road to the parents' place because I got enough burgers. I cooked 10 kilos of fucking burgers this weekend. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I smelt like a lost child for 2 days. No matter how
on
much
the 4th of July.
Yeah, I was just trying to wash out my nostrils and stuff. I go down the road to go in and watch the BBC because my mate Anna's on that. To hell with this RTE stuff, which I have on the iPad out beside the whatchamacallit.
Lol, I still love you, RTE.
I went down thinking I was a smart bloke, drove down the road, got to the parents' house and realised, wait a fucking minute. They're back up at my house. They have the keys to their house. So I'm standing outside the house going, Jesus Christ almighty. I'll zip up, get the keys to them, come back down, get back up. Bouncy castle's fucking going down. Everybody's hungry. I'm like, some child has gotten launched out of a thing. His arm is killing him. He thinks he's going to die. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. So it is still recorded at my parents' place. And they went on holidays the following day. So they've been gone all week. So I can't even get in to watch it on BBC. And do you think I can find any of the BBC highlights? They'll let nothing through because I'm based in Ireland. So I've made my best efforts to see you. So I didn't get to see you at all. I was spitting because I was I didn't want, do you know what? The old lad, when he watches the All Ireland final, he'd often tune in the radio to it because he prefers the radio coverage to what he's seeing on the television. What I wouldn't have given, because I'll be honest with you, I wasn't getting a lot of fire, as the kids say, from the RTE coverage on the television. I was like, I could do it. Does the colour commentary here, the Joe Rogan of women's rugby, that is
Yeah.
Anna just going, get the hell out of here. Just all her taglines.
I'd be punching the people next to me and everything because I can't actually scream into the microphone.
Of course, I'd love it though. I know full well somebody would be going and running up this. Oh, that's an Anna shot to the shoulder for sure. Like you just poke it.
I said it on air last week because like I'm so sorry. I'm just after punching Katie Daly McLean in the arm, and I really want to sing Katie Daly the song on air, but I think
from
it's a little
the
bit
mountain, Katie
Katie
Daly.
Daly. Yeah, and that there's a pub in Limerick called Katie Daly's, and shout out to everyone in Katie Daly's.
You need
But
the
me,
ukulele on your back like a ninja and just pull it out when nobody notices over your head, like some sort of mariachi, and just pull it out live on air and just start singing Come Down from the Mountain, Katie Daly.
okay, yeah, I will. Next break and play.
That would be beyond immense. That would be that Anna's getting her own show. You're getting your own show if that's the case. You're like, this wild card. We love it.
I'll be the new what's your one's name? Alison Hammond.
Oh yeah. No, you'd be funnier. You'd be way funnier.
She's funny though. But yeah, no, she's ITV anyway.
ITV on the ground. It was so yeah, I got to see the full lot of the match anyway because I had various devices showing it to me and whatnot. But I mean, it was a cracking. By the way, I'm just saying it. Nobody seemed to say it. It was a rake of forward passes from Spain. I don't know who was watching what, but I saw 3 different forward passes from Spain.
Yeah.
During crucial moments. I'm like, what? What are you? I'd get it if it was the men's Spanish team playing the men's Irish team. You go, I'll leave them off. But this is, do you know what I mean? Because
it's much closer in context. Yeah.
The women's Spanish team are actually class. Do you know what I mean? And they have some serious fight in them. Like, so I was like, I'd be pulling that one back there. Come on now.
Yeah. Jeez, I actually, a lot of people are saying that there were a lot of kind of like borderline controversial decisions. Like she was doing a lot of the balls available. The referee I'm talking about. The balls available. Yeah. So she's obviously just wants to let the game flow.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Like
so,
there was we had we were going long on a few clear outs too. I was like, ooh, we're going to get pinged another effort. Yeah. But you go, all right, it's a clean out. But Jesus, going right long, like 2 meters point. Like,
yeah, I know. And I thought we were lucky on a few occasions as well. Like the Spanish coaching ticket, who I know, by the way, because one of them was like, I know one of them from my club that I played in Spain. So I was chatting to them beforehand, like, and they're all like, oh.
Yeah.
Hands in the air, their mustaches flying.
Didn't they miss? They missed a crucial one where there was try chalked off. It should have been chalked off or whatever. Am I missing something? What? My memory is not coming back to me. But it was a complete naive failure on their behalf not to pull the referee. Oh, it was the conversion attempt.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Yeah, that should have been retaken. Yeah.
Like that was really naive on their behalf. I know they haven't played an awful lot of. Well, they do play top tier rugby. But Jesus Christ, like somebody in the management staff on the sideline should have fucking Christ.
The thing, because the referee is so much to be thinking about. Like, it is your job as a captain, but then the captain has a lot to think about as well. So you're right. The management needs to get the message on. Can we retake that? Because she distracted me while the shot clock was still on. Like she wasn't entitled to run at all. So, but there was another incident in another game where someone threw the line out crooked. It was against France, Brazil and France, and boop, she gave it straight away, even though they hadn't contested. And the whole crowd started booing because everyone has learned this rule.
She went old school on it. She went 2 years ago on it. Yeah.
Immediately she was like, "Sorry, take it again." and then they took it again, and France stole the line out.
Ah,
And it was just like 5 meters out from the line. So like such a shame. Like it should have been a Brazil free kick. But fuck it. And she's one of the more experienced refs as well. Like, so that was a really silly mistake. Which yeah, is frustrating. But in terms of like the refereeing, I don't know. I don't tend to unless it's been
no.
seriously put over, I try not to think about it too much. But in terms of the quality of rugby,
I was getting the dirty housework out of the way. That's what I was doing so we could just steer the ship into the quality of rugby. Jesus. Like I know I at every opportunity I bring up Emily Costigan, but do you see when she chased back for the drop ball?
hmm.
And now they're 70 meters up the field, but it was her pickup, and I mean the speed of thought. And a lot of players where she kind of got semi tackled to the ground, placed the ball, scooped it, all in well under a second, and drove on again. I'm like, just that little moment that I'd say the ref wasn't even up to him to even catch her
Yeah,
if she held on to it and ran again, where she wasn't fully tackled. But you got to place the ball for a split second and
yeah,
scoop it again.
very good. Yeah, game
I'm like,
intelligence.
that has set up all the. She lost no momentum in doing that. In fact,
Hmm.
she continued the momentum, which allowed everybody else to pile in. I think did it end up in a Dana try? That one? I can't remember. I think it
Yeah,
did.
that could have been the Dana try.
I think
Yes,
it
yeah,
was, yeah, because it was
yeah,
Dana's kick that an absolute
yes,
fucking bomb went
yeah,
flying, and the Spanish girl dropped it. It was perfect reaction to a non-set play. I loved
yeah,
it. It was like, oh, this is proper rugby. This isn't. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what people don't realize. That is so fucking hard to do. It's all well and good going through your set moves and everything else, but to play on the fly and reacting to a moment and everybody still getting in position, oh, it was proper ruggers.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was class. Jesus, like the to can we get back to Ireland in a minute
Yes,
now because I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
like talk about like the rest of it in general. So like I don't know, did you see any of England versus Samoa?
Only
No.
I caught the long highlights, and I even sent you on. I'm annoying the shit out of you by sending you on stuff on TikTok.
Oh
The,
yeah,
I just keep on sending Anna just clips on TikTok where I go. Where I think did you see the very end, which it reaffirmed my point that I was badly trying to make last week that I get a different emotive around the Women's Rugby World Cup, where
yeah.
it's all love, man. It's class. It's
Oh my
it's a
God.
there's such a Woodstock vibe to it, man. Like it is missing your ukulele just walking out and just going somewhere, or like just walking out and just start twanging. Like here they are, the two teams, and they're out with their aloas and their James. What the fuck?
Like so that was off the back of a 92-3 loss,
Yeah,
right? And now, do you know people be kind of tend to be giving out like, oh, the one-sided affairs, la la la. Well, actually, it's not that it's like it's actually fucking enjoyable because you get loads of tries.
yeah,
Like literally, it's a total try fest. And then the 3 points, like any little inch that the other team is like a minnows team. And we love it at the Men's World Cup as well, do you know, the minnows teams. And it's pure enjoyable because you get to see your own team or the team that's running away with it put little jigsaw pieces together, try new things. They're not just running in the same try all the time. Like they have to be creative or else they've just totally wasted, the opportunity to like score loads of tries. But the stadium was packed.
yeah,
Every try was like the first try.
yeah,
It was just class. And when Samoa won the scrum penalty against England, right? They
yeah,
won a scrum penalty against England inside the thing, and we were all like, "Oh, go for the corner, come on!" Because they'd been so close and so close. And then they opted for the posts, and it was already like 70 something. I don't know. That like they opted for the posts, and we were like, "Oh Jesus!" When the ball went through the posts, oh my God, the whole stadium was on its feet. then she blasted it into the stand. It
Yeah,
wasn't one
yeah,
of
yeah,
these
yeah.
like maybe
Chip.
you would have seen kind of recent or like the past few years in women's rugby, especially a team like Samoa, where this girl doesn't even kick for her club, because she's not selected as the kicker. Would kind of like and kind of like fly over in a kind of a lateral way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The dead duck. Yeah.
Like straight up into the stand. Like we were in, sorry now, but we were in a corporate box just behind the posts. It was just one of the green rooms, just set up in the corporate box, and it came right up in front of us, and the whole stadium, like I was bawling crying, like everyone in the room was bawling crying, like it was amazing. I can't even describe it. Like, and then to follow it up with the dancing on the because everyone knows that Samoa are obviously going through shit, and as well as like your union and rugby like being in such a challenging place, like the social constructs of like islands like that against women, where women are such homemakers and their
Yeah.
roles, and just what that's done. So that's one of the stories from the weekend. The other two stories from the weekend are USA and Australia drew. It was amazing, the game, like just fucking brilliant. And it tees up this weekend really nicely because England are playing Australia and USA are playing Samoa.
Samoa.
So basically, USA have to score. Well, USA and Australia both have to score loads and score loads and score loads. So I don't know how much Australia is going to be able to do it, but they've got to try and get a bonus point, or else points difference will come into it. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit complex, but it's very exciting. And now it gives Samoa a big role coming into this weekend as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So they're not
You
just dead in the
know?
water. Yeah.
And then I know this is probably like not what we want to be talking about, but
Oh, come
South
on.
Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa. They beat Italy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And like, whatever about like the social challenges of anyone playing rugby around the world, especially women's rugby, like what that means for like people in South Africa, communities in South Africa. I know there's that element in the men's game as well. My God, is it like a message to send to women in South Africa? It's just amazing. Oh my God. And they come out singing.
Yeah, that's what I love. They come out singing. I'm like, God, I wish I knew what they were singing and I could sing along to it.
But so funny because Sia Khaleesi would be there singing on his own, and sometimes Bongi Manambi would like join in behind him, or Trevor, or like any of sometimes whatever front row is there will like
Yeah.
join in with them, but kind of half-heartedly. This is like the whole squad, like, and they're all like, it's just class. And then for them to play like that, because I know that they kind of have got in trouble for it. They're like, you got to stay focused on the game, and now they've won 2 from 2. So, it's
Yeah.
been superb. The whole tournament has been superb.
It's streets ahead of the last tournament, isn't it? And I
Yeah,
mean, it's not
yeah, it
just
is.
not just us being biased because Ireland are in it or whatever, but at the same time, it is streets. I mean, if you were to look at it incrementally and as a business project, you go, Jesus Christ, we're on the right track here. Do you know that
Absolutely. It has exceeded already by 170% ticket sales from the last tournament.
170%? That is
Yeah,
phenomenal. That
yeah,
nothing does those numbers. Like that's
yeah,
unbelievable. But
yeah.
it's funny you say like there's the things like Samoa's penalty and you'll nearly remember those when the minnows get win one arm wrestle at least still, and it would live with me forever from the men's World Cup. It just reminded me it was Portugal's line out. Do you remember Portugal's line out?
Yes,
I'll remember that forever,
yes,
way more than
absolutely.
loads of other parts, because like it was a punch the air moment going go on to fuck and Portugal, you know what I mean, like
Such an enjoyable part of rugby, because what you could do is, close it off and close out those minnows because you don't think it's a waste of time, la la la, whatever the critics want to say. Okay, so let's say we did that. Let's say how on earth are they going to ever catch up if they don't feel what it feels like on the big, tier 1 test stage,
Yep.
or like see what it takes, or have that hunger and turn around and like score 3 points. What are we going to do at the next World Cup? Our line-out was good. What are we going to do at the next World Cup? Like, it's actually just, it's so amazing, like to see them, how they develop over the years then. And
Did,
then, like, the Australia, did you see this week that Australia have paid off all their debts?
had they?
I have, thanks to the Lions tour.
Jesus.
They paid off all their debts. All the comments were like, great, what'll we waste? What'll we blow it all on next?
But you know what? With somebody involved, like to whatever level he's involved, you'd imagine Joe Schmidt has never been in debt in his life, wouldn't you? Like he's never hit the overdraft. Like he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm not fucking accepting it." Come here. Did you see
Yeah.
the press conference? Just to wrap up on Samoa. Did you see the press conference with the coach after that match? Jesus Christ, that wouldn't bring it. That'd bring a tear to a glass eye. That man, like he was. It was mind bending, like the emotion that was just, and he's such. I mean, they're such tough characters. The guy's like 9 foot wide. You know what I mean? He's exactly what you imagine a Samoan looks like,
Yeah.
and he's trying to hold it back, but he's like, "Jeez, you've no idea, lads. You've no idea what it is to play against in a stadium like this, a full house." You know,
Just,
but it was the singing afterwards bent my brain completely because I went, "Ah, Jesus Christ. This is sport, lads. I don't know. Like
yeah.
the closest thing to it is genuinely the emotive difference is or comparison is when the young lads all play and they don't give a shite really if they win or lose. It's high fiving the other lads after the match and all eating crisps and
Crisp and Club Orange,
club orange and big bags of jellies and it's
the
but
happiest.
there's no sourness. There's no, for the love of fuck. I'm sure that will come, Christ. It will be on soon enough in the next few years. But
Yeah.
right now, it's in a beautiful place of, oh, this is
Yes.
just great sport. This is a
Yeah.
great way to spend the afternoon. And
Yeah.
everybody's in great form. But I
Yeah.
could, like, the England girls in on board with it, like, and the Samoan girls. And it wasn't like, there didn't seem to be any, like, difference. It was like, the Samoan ones were women were in a different place because they were like, how class is this? How
Yeah.
class is this? And you
Yeah.
could nearly see the how ready the England women were to go with it, but at the same time, it was the Samoans that instigated. I was like, ah, that's class because
Yeah.
you could accept if, do you know, if you were, say you were Samoan, but you were like a Johnny Sexton in your head, you'd be like, fuck all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Boy, I need to.
You could, and you that would be acceptable too, because some people just can't compute. But like, here they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, Christ, this is a different
I hope.
gravy altogether. This
I
is a
hope.
different animal to what we normally
Yeah.
get to see at top tier sport. Like this is a
I
different
agree.
thing altogether.
I agree. And this is like, I hope that it's something that we keep, and I hope that the men's game kind of learns from it as well,
So,
because, like,
and more sports, not just the men's game. Honestly, more sports.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it,
Because
it it's
you
it's
didn't
like
even,
class to see.
well, you didn't even see it at the Euros, really. And that was a, women's sports competition, like, that kind of content was not
No.
coming from the women's Euros. Like, that was just held this summer as well. But can we talk about the men's Rugby World Cup for a second, right? Because I was writing about it this week.
Okay. I
Just
mean, I mean, it's
drag up
oh,
to drag up this old chestnut.
this old chestnut. We're not fucking Anna. Well, I'm still stung by it myself, but she's still hurting. She's still hurting. Her
Well,
do-
I have my I don't have it here in front of me, but basically one of the lines from my article this week, and I'll try and remember it as best I can, but basically um just the suggestion that Ireland might um not throw the game this weekend. Not throw. That's not the right term to use, even though that's been thrown around, lol. But that they might go a bit softer this weekend, right?
Because
Even
what they
though
are qualified or
they
what?
are
Okay,
qualified,
yeah.
what you could do by beating the Black Ferns is end up on a nicer side of the draw, so you might avoid England if you got to a semi-final. But that's a big ask. But also, sorry, coming into the Spain game is actually in reflection of the Spain game, but also is relevant to the Black Ferns game. I read or I heard a couple of times, like, would Scott Beeman not have just like stuck with the same team from the Japan game into the Spain game so that you're building momentum, coming into that Black Ferns game? And so the line of the thing is like, when I hear this argument, I'm cast back to the upper tier of the Stade de France.
Yeah.
Heart pounding, lump in my throat, tears in my eyes, looking down on a fully intact black defensive line. And Johnny Sexton, Hugo Keenan, Bundy Aki, Gary Ringrose, Peter O'Mahony, Tyg Byrne, Andrew Porter, and Tyg Furlong. I think it was 8 players that had played and started every single game of the Men's World Cup.
Yeah.
Every single one. So Romania, Tonga, South Africa, Scotland, and then New Zealand. So that's 5 games that they all started. They didn't get one day off of any of those games. 8 of those players. So great, well, excellent, well done. They're all very cohesive and they understand what each other can do, but they're bollocksed.
Yeah.
So it has now become redundant. So you have to change it up in a World Cup essentially. So we might, because a lot of like the question marks around like, oh, should we not be beating Spain by much more? And did the changes not mean that we kind of lost our rhythm? Like, fine. So what? We lost our rhythm. We still got a bonus point win. And now we're coming into a quarterfinal this weekend. Or sorry, not a quarterfinal, a quarterfinal playoff, shall we say. So what do you do? But this is the big question that everyone's trying to ask all week. Like, would you go hard and would you go for the big win and would you try and, recreate what we did in 2014 and what we did last year? Or do you keep your eye on the quarterfinal and just let everyone kind of have a run around that hasn't had much of a run around yet?
Yeah, the argument that cohesiveness and all the rest of it, they've all been training together for 6 or 8 weeks at this stage. And if it can be answered in the try I talked about, in Dana's try, if anybody wants to think that cohesiveness might have been fucking lost, when Amy Lee hit the deck and the camera panned back out, now she gunned it up the field as only a winger can do. When the camera panned back out, there was a full line of forwards and backs all ready for the ball, knowing exactly where they were to be, and to the point that they were able to get a try out of it. So there's no question about cohesion. I think the days of that old thing, like, they're all singing, coaching tickets are at such high standards now. They're all singing off the same hymn sheet. You can, and you have to, I think, you have to change it up a bit, because we saw what happened during the World Cup. And if anybody wants to go back, AI will find it for you now, where we went, even if I bet I could find our text message. Anna texted me going, "They're bollocks, Tom. They're bollocks." So now you've got more players who've had exposure at a World Cup.
Like Joe McCarthy was on the bench that day. Like,
yeah.
Also, a big thing is like, you can't just. There's still 3 players that haven't been involved yet, and like if they need to be called on later in the tournament, what's it going to do? Just turn around, smack him on the back, and off you go now. When he has like not shown that he hasn't selected them yet across the 3 pool games, so it's got to manage that as well, making sure that if he does need them, that they're cooked and that they know that he trusts them. So maybe, and I cast again back to the Men's Rugby World Cup because there's a lot to learn there. Celebrating the win against South Africa, and then crying 2-3 weeks later on the bus home.
Yeah, but we often chirp on about that. Like, it is good to celebrate the wins, but at the same time, don't be jumping around like you won Anton, because for the Men's World Cup, they have to. The next time you could get to have a good time, lads, is when you get to a semi-final. I'm sorry, head down until you get to a semi-final.
Mm.
I don't know. I remember I hosted a thing for in the now defunct. Maybe I did it no favors. Um, the Rugby Institute or whatever, or Rugby Museum it
Oh,
was in
Jesus,
Limerick.
yeah.
Yeah, that was probably my doing. Um, but I couldn't fathom why we were seeing all our starters. Well and good and say, okay, yeah, they're our best players. Put your best players out, 100%. But at the same
Yes,
time, we are playing Romania, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
exactly.
Like, if we fucking lose to Romania, you may as well put the suitcase back up on the bed, fill it up, and go home.
But
Because,
I don't buy it, Tom. And like as much as I, you know, have admired what Andy Farrell has achieved, I don't buy that now because the reason he played all those players against Romania and Tonga, which were the two opening games as well, like didn't even change them once, was because he wanted to give Johnny Sexton game time because Johnny Sexton had been injured. Who did he call into the fucking Lions that had no cooking time
yeah, he's
and
young
said,
fella.
"Oh, well, he's obviously going to play well because he's a world class player." Like, sorry, is Johnny Sexton not a world class player? Like, it was good for him, but I'm sorry now, and I know we love Andy Farrell and all the rest, but I'm like, the Lions put the nail in the coffin for me. He's got a lot of redemption to do in my eyes. For me to get back on this Andy Farrell train, I am cynical as hell.
I,
Because
I'd be with you. We said it at the time. What is he
we
doing?
said it at the time.
Why is he starting all the best fellas out?
And we don't need to bring this up again, but I'm really interested to see how the selection goes tomorrow. Do you continue to use it as an audition phase? And but also if you get to semi-final, so the reality is it's going to be either France or South Africa in a quarterfinal. Either of those is probably an easier opposition than the Blackburns,
Yeah,
right?
given that they're the
Easier.
world champions, but yeah,
Something like that.
yeah.
Something like that. So you've actually more of a chance of getting past them. And if you lose in a semi-final, you still get to play in a third place playoff. That would be
Oh Jesus, that'd be if you think where we've come from in 2 years, that'd be some fucking going. Jesus Christ, that would
a
be
third place
unbelievable.
playoff. That's where I want to see Ireland. That's where I think the max that we could get to. Obviously, anything can happen at any stage, and a final, whatever, that can happen to anyone. But I think a third place playoff, if Ireland could get to the third place playoff, and feature in a third place playoff, even come third, that would be just an incredible outcome for this World Cup for Ireland. So
Phenomenal.
which makes me like doubly reflect on, because I was saying like they've got to go hard for this All Blacks or Black Ferns game because it's it's such a big occasion and like the whole world and her mother is going to be there. And but actually now interestingly as well, do you know in 2014 when Ireland beat the Black Ferns and the
Yeah,
first time they played them in the
I
World
do.
Cup?
I watched the Three Sisters in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, I watched it at the Slug and Lettuce in Clapham Junction.
Sure, only up the road. Slug and Lettuce is a good old pub, all the same. Like,
No, it's not great because I think they didn't put on the volume for me, or maybe they did, but I was the only person there and I was like bawling, crying in the middle of Slug and Lettuce with a massive suitcase because I was on the way somewhere. I was on the way home from somewhere in Croatia or something. Anyway, Goose, their coach, said to them beforehand, like in a meeting that week or when they were previewing, he was like, "Do we have to win this?" And they were kind of like, what do you mean? Like, because they'd never really heard that approach before. And he was like, do we have to win? And they were like, no, we don't have to win. And he was like, there you go. So there was this like weight lifted off their shoulders in terms of their prep. So
mm,
I have a feeling that the same question is going to be asked to these players, like, do we have to win? So then you end up playing with some kind of like beautiful freedom against the Black Ferns in a World Cup.
do you
Who
know
knows?
what? Maybe a couple of pints beforehand.
We're calling to the Slug and Lettuce.
Make a fucking good. I'm thinking of the wrong place altogether. Was it in Flatiron Square or something? I was in one. It's a different one.
The Fanny and Whistle.
It was something like the Fanny and Whistle or the fucking
Well, come here
the
now.
Welly and Bucket or
Yeah.
something. One of them. Like it's
This weekend, Molly Malone's is an Irish pub down in Brighton, right? Sam Monaghan used to work there and used to manage it before she started playing rugby and moved up, like, and left her job there and moved to Gloucester. I even think she was still working there when she was playing for Wasps. So that is like she's literally gone from that job managing Molly Malone's into like a full-time rugby contract with Ireland. So they're expecting everyone at the weekend, like to host everyone. Like there's going to be people falling out the windows of Molly Malone's down in Brighton
there's
because
going to be lads watching the match from inside the toilet bowl. It's going to be carnage. That would be class because I want to. We want to see pictures of like cardboard cutouts at the door and everything. Like Sam welcoming people in as a cardboard. Like why not go all in? Like just they could get an AI of Sam on the screen, like, and just have her voicing things, like just singing songs and whatnot. Like, it's that's brilliant, brilliant. And Brighton's not a bad spot actually for the weekend. It's not a bad spot.
it's great because it's like the home of the gays. And this is like a very gay friendly World Cup. It's actually class. I know if you've seen this. I just like
Our algorithms are slightly different. That has passed me by completely. I'm seeing like high end hits and stuff like that, and just lovely singing. But I'm not. I didn't pick up on the gay vibe. I didn't. I'll be
okay,
honest with you. I'm open to it, but I didn't pick up on the gay vibe.
that's fair. But it's an extremely interesting element of the women's game. So like Cleena Maloney MacDonald is married now, and she's married to the winger from England who also has Maloney MacDonald on her jersey. We were talking about this
Yeah,
last week,
yeah.
I think. But there's like cross team relationships, like relationships within teams, like exes within teams. It's really great, like to have publicly like sports figures just out there, like for the World Cup, and like there's a lot of so a friend of mine who I know from New Zealand, she was doing like research about what percentage of the players are out and openly gay, like not obviously forcing people to come out who don't want to, or respecting people's like privacy. So she released it, and then all these teams came back to her saying, "We demand a recount. We think we're the gayest team at the World Cup, but we think we're the gayest team at the World Cup." So it's been like so great that way for the LGBTQI plus community in sport, like who are like outstanding rugby players or just athletes in general. And this is just such an amazing community for them. So like Brighton, the big gay capital of the UK, is
I
just the perfect weekend.
what did you describe it as? The town? What did you call it? This it's the gays own it. No, what did you describe it as? Because it was fucking.
For the gays or something.
Yeah, it's the town of the. I was. No, you
Isn't
do.
it?
I'll have to listen back to hear
Absolutely
what it
excellent.
was. That's fucking great. Do you know what? I've gigged there a few times. I gigged there. I've gigged, and I never. I've again. I'm an idiot. I don't. Then again, I couldn't. It wouldn't be enough of a care in me to realize if somebody was gay or not in the audience, because I've talked, and sometimes English lads can seem a bit softer than Irish
Are
ruffians,
you
anyways, as
are you
well.
sure you weren't performing at a drag queen show or
I
anything
could have
like this?
been actually. Do you know what? This is completely not rugby at all, but I won. Well, I had a very successful audition for a one man touring play, but it was I had to. They flew me out over to Brighton, and this is pretty gay. Oh no, is it? No, it's middle aged woman more than anything. The it was the same owners, the same producers own Menopause the musical, and the big theater there. They were like, "We're here, so it's as handy to come and audition for us in like the green room here." And I had to do like 5 pages off book in front of these two fellas, and it was intense, intense. Like, but I kind of knew we were all right. They took me for dinner afterwards and stuff, things. But as I'm
Just
walking,
on, just sounds pretty gay to me.
It was all pretty gay, and to be fair, to be fair,
These
out
two
of,
lads in a
out of
room.
the
It's
rental.
pretty intense. They took me for dinner afterwards.
And I had my t-shirt tied up in a knot with my belly exposed. I don't know what that was about. But as I walked down, and the only like, and I love it because it doesn't. I find it hilarious. But like the five middle-aged women, you'd recognize them all. They were all in like Emmerdale and things like that. They were all rehearsing on stage. And as I'm walking through the empty theater, the producer just went, oh, "Hi, girls, this is Tom. This," and they were all like, immediately turned into kind of dirty old ones, like just wolf whistling. And one of them was like, "Come on up here on the stage," and it was all like foul stuff. Like, and somebody could put their foot down and say, "Well, double standards if it was on there." And I'm like, I don't care. These are all. I could take all five of them in a fight. It's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. But I do remember, I was going, this place is quite theatrical. I remember that all the staff in the restaurant were very warm and theatrical. Two of them told me they liked my accent. I'm like, Jesus, this is a nice town. But now that you told me all the gays on it, that makes perfect sense. The gays, gas lads.
I know, yeah.
It's like Father Ted and the
The
Chinese.
Chinese,
A great bunch of
bunch
lads.
of lads.
The
The
gays, a
gays,
great bunch
a
of
great
lads.
bunch of lads.
I think I just found it. I should name the episode that this evening, actually. I should.
True. And the reason I called myself Linda and Jung Gang today is because she won 50 caps for Ireland this
50
weekend.
caps.
What a machine.
Did you hear her story? Like,
Oh, yeah.
unreal. Like, unreal. Turned up, because she didn't really know how to opt out of it. Turned up
Yeah.
to train and she was like, oh, the rest of them knew how to opt out of it. I didn't. And then it was just like, but she was very lucky. She fell in with a great mentor and stuff like that who believed in her. And she just dug in and went, actually, I fucking love this. And before you know it, she's got 50 caps for Ireland.
Yeah.
Playing a
I
blinder.
know. Yeah, I know. And like, well, last week again was slight lull. She wasn't as good as she was the first week and as good as she can be like in general, but like just running lines off the nine, like tip on lines, fucking turnovers, like massive tackles, like hitting rocks, like just a workhorse. And she was still on the field. She got a yellow card at like 68 minutes that first week. I was like, Jesus, thank God for the yellow card.
Yeah.
Like,
That'll put a bit of diesel back in the tank. But
yes.
yeah, it's a highly, like it's if you were trying to convince anybody to the sport now, you could drop anybody in now and watch it. Like the old man is glued to it. Like he was
Is
glued.
he?
Yeah, he's glued to it. He's a fucking sports nut anyway. But anything to do with, well, it's actually only hurling and rugby is the only two things he's interested in. But if it's Ireland related at all, like he's watching the updates on Twitter of the women's Munster or Interpros match of the week. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Monster ran away with it.
Ran away with it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that's not to say he wouldn't have anyway, but at the same time, you could plank any old lad now who liked sport in front of him and go, Jesus Christ, this is savage sport. They're a savage standard of player.
Yeah.
It's
I hope so.
it backs itself up now. Do you know like that once upon a time or
No, it struggled for a long time. It did. It struggled. And I used to struggle because I'd be trying to bring people across to the game. And then there's lots of handling errors and things because the game was just still, not even in its infancy, but the players were under so much pressure to perform between work and training and everything. It was just so hard. Like the full-time programs that players are on has just made the difference that we fucking said it would.
Yep.
So-
Yeah. Once
so
you can sling a few bob behind it and get people to concentrate on what they're supposed to be doing, it's like there is no mystery as to why Limerick won 5 All-Irelands in the hurling. There's no mystery. Look at their jerseys. They don't have a sponsor on it. Because guess what? They don't need a sponsor when you have a billionaire sugar daddy. And none of them really have to show up to the job if they want. They all have jobs with the sponsors or They're very lax hours when it comes to. They are under no pressure when they were, you know what I mean, when they were doing their 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Again, it was because the pressure was taken off them for the day to day. Like if lads were struggling for a mortgage or whatever like that, they were getting more. You know what I mean? It was things were being covered. That's not to say that, oh well, of course they got it because of faith. It's because they were able to concentrate on hurling. Much now like the women's rugby players, they can concentrate on rugby and only rugby.
Finally. Finally.
Finally. It was I think we have the players to beat New Zealand at the weekend. I actually think we do.
I think we do. And we definitely do because we
Oh
already
yeah,
did
we
it.
already beat them. Yeah.
We already beat them. However, the two secret Black Ferns guns
Mhm.
that weren't playing the last time are P Dub
Yep.
and Georgia Miller. Holy hecka,
Yeah.
as they say.
How do
Like
you
Black Ferns
how do you
could
negate them?
that's it. That's it. Like Black Ferns could turn up and not play well, but they could still beat you with those two players specifically. They are class. They're just give them a blade of grass and they'll be under the post.
That's the
You
thing. Like
know.
it's almost it's all there's that almost doesn't happen in team sports anymore. You know what I mean? Where there's a Jonah Lomu cheat
Yeah.
code,
Yeah.
and you know, but they have two of them. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, game management by Dana could be the key to it. I don't know how. I mean, how good are yeah? They're fucking amazing. Can you keep them pinned back into the corners for as long and annoy the living shit out of them to the point that their confidence gives up a little bit? Do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
Eve Wafer could feature this weekend.
no way.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that?
I read today that everyone trained. She actually had her like kind of final like session of like the rehab, like as in this was her first training back. So whether it's too soon or whether they decide that actually rugby is what she needs because she's done full contact now, she's completed all the steps, she's been in with the squad, she's up to match intensity, fitness, everything. It's just time. So do you give her
Mm.
that time this weekend against New Zealand off the bench? I say why not?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
they're into the quarterfinals now, so you kind of want your best horses out, and you got to put some miles in you got to put something back in our clock because you know yourself, you can train the house down, like, but nothing replicates what, especially the way she plays.
no
It's not
way.
like she's in the back three where you mightn't see the ball for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. The way she plays, she's stuck in amongst it all the time. So she really does she needs a couple of slaps. Do you know what I mean? You got to get your slaps in.
Okay.
Like,
Needs to throw a few slaps as well.
yeah, sorry, you should have prefaced it by saying, friend of the show, Aoife Wafer.
Oh yes, friend of the show, Eve Wafer.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
she
loves it.
does. Loves it. She's probably waiting with bait. Do you know what she do? Because I've seen on Spotify now, it breaks our episodes down to chapters. Brilliant AI chapters.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so Aoife Wafer can, if you're, chances are Aoife's already skipped right to the point where she was. You know what I mean? She's like, have they mentioned me? There I
It's
am.
so fucking long.
They're like fucking 45 minutes into it. Jesus Christ.
You know who we haven't spoke about in ages?
Mac Henson.
I was thinking Mac Hansen first, but
And
our
then,
little, our little French frog, Antoine
oh,
Dupont.
don't worry, he'll take over our lives again soon enough. I'm
You
sure
know
he's on.
what? He will. He will. He'll have his chance back. But you know what I'd love to do with this World Cup? I feel like next weekend I might run up to the person announcing in the stadium and just tell everyone, okay, we're gonna do it the French way. I'm
Brilliant.
going to say the first name, and everyone's going to shout the second name because their names are up on the thing. Because people like I just think that this is something that we can steal from French rugby. And could you
Hun-
imagine
I like
Eva
no,
Wafer?
do it in a French accent.
Eva Wafer.
Wayfair. But you know
Yeah,
what? People would get it straight away. Like it is such a chant. It's just a chant, and people would get it straight away to get on board. Like, do you know,
yeah,
maybe name out the coaches right at the very beginning so people can make a few fuck ups. Do you know?
yeah.
Scott, Come on now. But like they
Scott McWilliams.
I think you're right. Yeah, it would if you can get your way up to that legendary status. I mean, you already have it, but like you're getting platinum level legendary status if you can get the announcer to do that,
Yeah.
or just elbow shot her or him and just go listen, step over, kid, watch how it's done.
I'm like, skip to the beat now, everybody in the house. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, oh, oh. She wants to cross the downstairs and she's dressed to kill. She was a sexy lady. And then everyone's joining in. Yeah.
That song will never die. Sure, it won't. It's right up
No,
there with it's like Seamus Moore's song about the JCB. It's right up there. It'll never die.
no, never, never.
Very excited. Are you? Where is it being played? It's not in Franklin Gardens again because it was two in.
Hello.
Oh, down in Brighton. Down in Brighton. Sorry, Jesus. You just did like Will and Grace level gay there. That was hilarious. And there isn't a gay
We're
man.
male gay, obviously. That's not
Yeah,
it.
there isn't a gay dude playing in the whole tournament. That's the
No, a lot of gay men supporters.
Eric.
Um, so it's in Brighton and England, Australia is in Brighton. So I'm currently in Mallow.
Yeah,
I am going to cover England, Australia for RTE Saturday from the studio in Dublin. And then I fly out Sunday morning to Gatwick and then to Brighton. So it is very exciting.
that's good because I thought you were going to fly out Saturday night and you'd find yourself in Brighton at the Molly Malone's. I'm like, no, don't do it, Anna. Don't do
I
it.
literally, I literally crowd surfing into a work the next day.
Big smell of stink of beer off you go, well, lads.
Well, this is my public service announcement, right? Anyone who's listening to this, don't go so fucking hard on the Saturday night that you don't have time to have a pint with me on the Sunday. So,
PSA from Anna.
yeah.
Yeah, class. Jeez,
But
I am pumped.
I know, yeah, it's gonna be great. And just the wonderful thing is that we've qualified for a quarterfinal. So we know that this isn't the end. You know, imagine like I'd be scared now going in as Australia or USA this weekend because you don't know what exists from next week on. It could be home time or not. So we know that there's more rugby to be played anyway. So how brilliant.
Brilliant. And Spain play Japan this weekend, don't they?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Because
Yeah, really good.
there's pride in both those teams. Like they're neither one of them are they're workhorses and they're not going to lie down. Like that'll be an interesting game if nothing else. Like just because
It
Japan
will be.
don't want to take another slapping. Like you know what I mean?
No, and Japan beat Spain twice in the summer. So Spain are going to be on for revenge. Like if they play like they did against Ireland, I'd almost back Spain to beat Japan. So
Yeah, but I'm not going to do my Japanese voice again, even though it's very good. It's very very good. Apparently, like I worked with a Japanese guy, and he was saying like if you don't do the voice, like even if you have it, you have the lingo, you've all the language, but if you're not nailing the voice, they'll go what? Like they
it doesn't make sense, yeah.
yeah,
You have to say so I said that on the halftime show where Elma Smith, legend, was like talking like, oh, you did loads of languages. Did you do Japanese? I was like, yes. She's like, can you teach us some Japanese? And I was like, yeah. So you have to say, Gambate kudasai. But you have to say it like that.
oh, it's no good
Like
just
if you
doing
just
gambate.
no, if you said Gambate kudasai, like it actually it needs the inflection for it to make sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and yeah. So she was like, oh, so Gambate kudasai. And I was like, no, Gambate kudasai.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what? I need to send that clip to my Japanese lecturer in UL. She'd be very proud.
Have you got that clip?
I don't, but I'm sure I could record it from the telly.
Can you get some telly clips, please, for me, please? Because I can't see you on the telly. I went fucking Christ up. Cursing. I'll get to see you on the telly this weekend though.
Okay.
Yeah, all is back in
No
track.
way.
All is back on track.
I'll give you a wave and a quick little middle finger.
Yeah. And just every so often go to reach over your shoulder for your ukulele and go, I'm only but rub your hair. Just flick your hair, but I'll know you were going for your phantom ukulele to just start singing Katie Daly.
Yes.
Right, that was a great rugby podcast, guys. I don't know if you know that. If you know your rugby podcast, that was a great one. Absolutely top crack throughout the entire thing. You know what to do. Hit the bell, everybody. And if you wouldn't mind giving us the 5 stars. We were rocking a perfect 5 stars, and then some absolute Red Trousers Brigade came in and just gave it 1. And just completely fucked it up. We had perfect 5 stars, and somebody went, they didn't even leave a comment. They just went, oh, what a...
It was definitely someone from the Red Trouser Brigade.
Oh,
You're always talking down about them. It was...
Yeah, they are my nemesis. If I see them in a comedy club, I'm like, oh Jesus, here we go. Look at this fucking toenail. Like, this is just gonna be no crack. But
I hope to keep giving us 1 star.
yeah, whoever it was, you're a shite. And if you wouldn't mind right now, hit the bell as well. If you are subscribed, hit the bell, because 98% of our listeners are Spotify. Hit the bell so it does arrive into your phone on the morning. And if you wouldn't mind giving us the 5 stars, see, can we clean up the dog shit that is the 1 star that bastard just left on our front door?
Because we had a fight last week.
No, I'd say our stars went up from that. It was before that. It was before the row last week. And by the way, thank you all very much for the comments and the messages, because I love it. We had a proper set 2 last week. And that was great. That's what friends are supposed to do. Have a bit of a fucking row. Jesus Christ. Family members do it all the time, guys. I know you're used to just your homogenous fucking podcast host just going, do you know what we should do? We should be really lovely to each other and just agree on all points. Not here. You're getting raw and real from Banana and Bears Rugby Podcast. You're absolutely flying it. You're Mrs. Rugby right now. I'm not jealous, because I'm living vicariously through you. How's that? Yeah, I'm not jealous, but I do have a fair amount of FOMO, I won't lie. But I'm giggling like mad, so needs must and whatnot.
Yeah. Well done.
Right, have an absolute belter. Mind the rucks, Anna.
Mind the rucks.
The Banana and Bear